is the battle for third. There is your race leader. The driver's name is Craig Lowndes. He's dominating today here at Symmons Plains. Peter Brock currently runs second. Neil Crompton third. Glenn Seaton fourth. And car number one, John Bow, rounds out.
Welcome back to Symmons Plains. Here's this great battle continuing for third and fourth position between Neil Crompton in the Coca-Cola Commodore, car number 7, and car 30, Glenn Seaton, the Ford Credit Falcon. They've been going at hammer and tongs, lap after lap. Crompton covering his territory very effectively. Seaton not quite enough squirt in a straight line or under brakes to be able to make a move on the Coca-Cola driver. Terrific racing as they start to pick their way through the slower traffic.
And Glenn's got his headlights on to let Neil know. He's had him on for a couple laps now, letting Neil know that he's having a go. And I think Neil's fairly aware of that, and he's just turned his on as well. So they're both certainly at it.
And what that'll be the idea as they come up through the slower traffic, it gives the slower guys a chance to pick them up in the rear view.
Basically it is, yeah. And when they first come on, it's, you know, you tend to look in the mirror and it's like a signal that you're holding me up a little bit, but there obviously doesn't seem to be too much between these two. I'm very impressed with Neil's drive here. I think he's doing a great job. He's covering the road nicely, but they're still carrying a lot of speed. Their lap times are very competitive, and they seem to be doing very well.
Well, Lowndes the fastest man so far in this race, a 54.59, which he put in on the third lap. He's fallen back into the 55s with the rest of the crew, but he's still consistently half a second faster than Brock, with this battle a little bit further behind. So Lowndes absolutely streeting the field as he did in Heat 1. He's got the same sort of clean up in Heat 2. Under brakes for Coca-Cola corner. Crompton covers his territory right up the middle of the road. As we take race cam again, you're riding with Glenn Seaton in the heat of this action. Back toward pit straight once again. 12 laps completed for our race leader in this 21 lapper.
Glenn Seaton a little disappointed with his qualifying performance. Just said in the rain he simply couldn't get a free run.
Well, we've got one battle on the field. They're all the way up and through the field. This is a bit further back. Scaife up behind Tony Longhurst. This is the battle for 9th and 10th position. Scaife copying that damage in that first heat as he had to withdraw from the race. There's a huge cloud of smoke there. I think one's gone up the escape road. You could just say, I think it's one of the Castrol Commodores. So maximum braking coming down to Brambles hairpin. Someone's paid the price there. Here's the battle. Scaife trying to climb his way a bit further into the top 10. Longhurst in 9th, Scaife in 10th. It's Russell Ingall who's gone up the escape road. He hasn't quite made it to the sand bunker, so he's pulled it up just in time, but there was an enormous cloud of smoke there. And Scaife down the inside, just as we cut away to Russell Ingall's dilemma. Scaife, a very tidy move up the inside of Longhurst. And by the look of those times, Bradley, I think Tony may be fading a little bit.
Well, it's a pretty tough act. I mean, Tony's had 1 year, and you know, when you're running a car and trying to get all the things going, it's just not easy. And unfortunately today he's not quite on the pace. But here's Scaife. As you can see, it's a very close position to the wheel where he sits, and a lot of his arm work is done on the lower part of the wheel. You watch, he comes in the corner, his arm will just go over the top. You wouldn't want much more lock than that.
It's fantastic to watch it work. He's really active in the car. Bang, up to 4th. Building up toward 225, 240k up to 5th. And you think he just grabs 6th just as he comes up through the rise.
You notice that his left leg's working on the clutch, but his right foot isn't. He just keeps it flat, gives that clutch a dab as he goes up through the gears, and away he goes. The other thing you might have noticed there was he gives a brake a tad of a touch just before he brakes.
Well, there's our race leader, Lowndes, just disappearing out of shot. 4.8 seconds, the gap. That's been maintained for a number of laps ahead of teammate Peter Brock. Here come the light brigade. Crompton under attack from Seaton. That hasn't relented at all. Then we've got John Bow, Larry Perkins. His teammate Ingall just disappeared up the escape road. Gardner coming back in 7th position. Here's 8th, Scaife. 9th is Longhurst. And 10th, Dick Johnson. And then there's this great battle amongst the privateers. Steve Richards, Greg Crick. And I think it's Stephen Ellery in the Chelgrave Ford. So battles raging right up and down through the field.
Some of the privateers have put in some outstanding showings so far in the 1996 Shell Australian Touring Car Championship. And Symmons Plains is to be no different. Stephen Richards in the Valvoline Rogers racing entry. Gregory Crick, a local. Stephen Ellery, the number 52 car. Trailing these two top privateers, and really, Brad, there hasn't been a lot in the privateer category all year.
Well, it's just like the factory cars at the front of the field. There's nothing between them, and Stephen's doing a great job in that car. It's the ex-Longhurst car, and if you look at the difference between Longhurst and where he is in the race, there's probably only 4 or 5 grid positions and not that much actual time in lap time. So he's coming to grips with the Falcon and doing a very, very good job.